Alright, timestamp May 12th, 2026. Like 11:30 p.m. Getting ready to go to bed. Got up fairly early-ish for me, based on my schedule. And been doing stuff around here. Pict came over. We got some stuff done. This is going to sound wrong no matter how I put it. We got some stuff done in the bedroom. I know. But no, the master bedroom, we were working in there. Just going through stuff in the garage. And I'm actually a little beat. Waiting for... I made the holy mackerel today. Which is basically 3 cans of mackerel. Cleaned, deboned, all that. And take gallon bag, olive oil, garlic herb. I chopped up like 3 red onions, threw in a can of carrots, can of green beans, can of chickpeas. A lot of olive oil, just let it sit in the fridge and think about life for like an entire day. And slow fry it. Big skillet, just let it think about what it did wrong. And I'll let this cool before I put it in the fridge. So, serve it over like jasmine rice. So good. Everyone here had seconds. Generous portions both times. And I told Pix I was going to be making, I call it the holy mackerel. And kind of got I'm not going to be here for it reaction. I'm like, I'll make you some. So I'm going to put it in the fridge as it is, because it might kill yogurt or milk or something like that if it's next to it. It's been off the grill for a little while, but it's still very warm. Got a couple more sales on eBay. I gotta prep those. I'll prep them when I get up, though. Just want to take a nap. Working my lists and all that. Been answering a lot of eBay questions today. People asking me condition of like Doctor Who figures and things like that. Like I've got a Genesis Ark, which is the kind of device that stores 1,000 dialects. I mean, scale-wise, no, it doesn't. It's a dialect TARDIS, basically. But I think it was in the big 2-parter, the big David Tennant, Billy Piper 2-parter episode with the dialects and the Cybermen several years ago now. I don't remember the name, but I've got a lot up right now that is the Genesis Ark, because they actually made an action figure accessory thing, kind of like the Cyberman throne that I showed you. Same kind of thing, and I think a dialect does actually fit inside it. You can't fit, all million. I think scale-wise that would be a little tricky to do. But I've got that up with a Davros, sort of a dialect-themed lot. And the Davros is a little banged up. And the guy was asking me specifics about, what actually is damaged. I did, multiple photographs, whatnot, but no problem. There have been like 6 different Davroses, I think, and each one is different, so. And I didn't actually say which one it is, because I didn't check, to be honest with you. So he was asking specifically what's wrong with it. And I mentioned a couple of things that I could tell looking at it that were wrong, like it's got 2 shoulder restraint looking things. They're almost like shoulder pads that come up from the back of the chair. And the left one's actually snapped off. It's just got two little nubs on the back of the chair where you can tell something was. The right one's still intact. The left one, and personally, and I even said this to him in the response, I'm like, I would just shave those nubs down and pretend that it never existed. There have been so many different looks for Davros. You can, the figures, they're almost, anytime I've ever seen a Davros figure loose, it's almost always banged up, broken, missing a part, something. But the bright side of that is you can mod the heck out of it. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want, repaint, have fun with it. Make a completely new look. Maybe not completely, but, they're all different. And I know I've modded some figures before where people were like, wow, when did they release this? And it's like, they didn't. That's the only one of its kind, And you could do that with your Davroses that way. I think I actually kept 2 or 3 Davroses because I've gotten like 6 or 7 at this point. And one of them is pristine. The other 2, I think I do have 3. The other 2 have something wrong somewhere. When I get that time, that'll be a fun thing to sit down and basically, that's playtime. That's, it's missing the shoulder thing. Well, what do I do? Shave those nubs down, do a complete overpaint because it's like a gray metallic, supposed to be almost like a silver. So I need to do like a silver repaint on the existing parts to make it, look fresh and new and not like it was thrown against the wall by an angry 5-year-old, But that's when I actually have the time. This will probably be whenever we get where we're going. And I can actually have my own workshop set up where I can really tinker and craft. It's going to be nice. It's part of what I'm working towards. I want my mini arcade, and I want to be able to actually do that kind of creation stuff that I enjoy doing. I'd love to just start doing theater again, but I don't know how available that's going to be. I'll check out the local scene when we get there. I'll be the new kid in town at 56 or 57 or whatever. It'll be exciting. And if we are going somewhere that's more rural, that could be interesting. I don't know how that's going to be. Having Whose Line flashbacks. I think it was the scenes from a hat, and it was like hillbilly Shakespearean companies. And Wayne Brady, of course, did something. I don't even remember what he did. I just remember it was kind of ridiculous. He did an actual soliloquy, or at least part of one, but he did in the very, like, exaggerated Kentucky accent kind of thing. Just, that dude is too freaking talented. It's not fair. I'm just kidding. I'm not jealous about that, actually. The only thing that he does that I wish I could do is the spontaneous lyric creation that he's able to do in some of the different singing challenges. Man. I mean, I'm quick on my feet as far as stuff coming out of mouthful. That's not a problem. But, I mean, he can come up with, like, rhyming song lyrics, just, N&M Machine Gun kind of style. It's like, holy cats. I might be able to work up to that, but damn, you got skills. Exactly, that's my head exploding. But yeah, no, being quick with the BS not a problem. But yeah, the like actual rhyming song lyrics, rapid fire. It's day 1.5. I'm still feeling like Marvin on a roller coaster. Doing some Harry and David milk chocolate peanut butter. It's good. But yeah, just a quick check-in. Health check. I feel okay. Tired. The thing is, I got up probably at like 11 a.m., so I've only been up like 13 hours. But I went to bed at like 7 or 8 a.m., so I only got like 3 or 4 hours sleep. The bright side of this, and Pix got here, I think like right after I went to bed, right after I, laid down on the couch. Because she got here kind of assessed, had some cereal, and then went straight to work. She's trying to empty the master bedroom closet and reset it with some of her storage, some of her dolls and stuff like that, which she's trying to carve out some space for her near and dear stuff. Totally cool, do it. But she didn't wake me up. She just went straight to it without me, which, thank you. Okay. I mean, she knows what she's going to want going on. I would have been maybe a pair of hands, but it's not like we have a lot of room. It's not a dance floor in there. So she just let me sleep and went straight to it. But I did wake up at like 11, which, again, 4 hours sleep after what I've been doing, that's not a full night's sleep. I normally need at least 6. Once upon a time, I could do 4 hours a night and be okay with it. And then, like, once a week, 10 hours to kind of, like, catch up. Now I need probably 6. And I can function pretty well. Those weird days when I get 8 or 10, it's like I get 8 hours sleep, but should I feel guilty about this? I feel like, am I a slacker? But that's just my brain space. So yeah, I've been up and doing stuff for about 13 hours. 4 hours sleep after being up for 18 or 20 hours. Bright side is coming up on midnight. She's supposed to come back tomorrow because we're going to be working on some more stuff, run some errands. Didn't run any errands today. That's fine. Didn't have to. The bright side of being retired? Parenthetical question mark. Because I guess that's how I'm defining myself now. There very, very, very rarely is somewhere that I must be at a certain time. I mean, that's kind of cool, but now I know some people that see this are probably going to be like, I wish I didn't have a schedule. The trick is you still, and I'm not saying you wouldn't, please don't get offended, but you still got to get things done. You can't just, wake up and go PlayStation, and do that like all day long. You're still the self-discipline thing of actually doing the 1 brick or the 2 bricks or the 8 bricks or whatever. You know what I mean? And I've been like self-employed before, and it is real easy to fall into that trap. I've been there. I've broken out of it, but I have been there, where it's like, I'm self-employed. I'm taking the next 8 days off. And you can. You probably are gonna need like money stuff, but you can. Should you? No. Been there. So, got some more done in the garage. Helped her a little bit in the bedroom. I made foodstuffs. I cook. I cooked. I put stuff in pan and turned it on. I danced around, played some Barry White, lit some candles. I turned it on real good. I never actually said that I was mentally okay. I just said that physically I feel fine. No, I'm okay. And that's the thing about me being crazy is I'm actually not crazy. But it's really fun. It's fun talking to somebody and having them walk away going, I don't think we should let him near our kids. Do you think that's contagious? I don't know, Susan. Just get in the car, Larry. Progress. Probably only about a half a brick, honestly, by my standards, but also kind of a truncated day. That's alright. That'll give me a chance to actually get up on a normal schedule. My schedule's so out of whack. But yeah, that might get me up at 6 or 7 a.m., which I hate being on a normal schedule, like normal people's schedule. Ugh. Ugh. Ooh. Makes me itch. But because there are phone calls that have to be made in places that must be visited during normal business hours, okay, I will conform a little bit. Once all the legal estate stuff is done, though, that's it. Nope. I do what I want. But for now, yeah, okay. You get back on the regular schedule. Getting the booth bases wrapped up. They're about half epoxy finished. The other half I'm like touching up because there's still a little bit of that teal peeking through, and I still see a couple little spots here and there where the white primer is peeking through where I didn't really get a good coat on the pink Sakura. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Sakura or Sakura? I don't know. Sakura. Sakura. Never heard the term spoken, so I don't know. Probably end of tomorrow, I'll be able to actually touch up paint, because there's two of them, epoxy, and then reattach, and they'll be done. And then I got to do the one that I could not get apart. It should still be over here. You make sure people keep putting things on the other side of the bar and burying my gear. Yeah, you're still there. Okay. That guy. So this is going to be a bit of an exercise. I think the best way to do it is going to be when I'm painting the areas that interconnect, is if I go thicker, then kind of like let it dry like that, so if it does go anywhere, it goes only on the surface that I need it to. Does that make sense? You know I'm doing this side and I do that, kind of let it go this way so it'll drop down onto itself and hopefully not bleed onto the seat. Hate it when people bleed on the seat. But yeah, that screw right there told me no. So it's alright. Some of it'll be easy, like the entire back pink. Oh no. How challenging. Yeah, that'll be easy. But some of the areas where there's different colors intersecting, that could be a pain in the butt. I can kind of pull it apart there, but I want to break it. And I could break it. I may be able to kind of pull it apart there a little bit, put something in there to make a wedge so I can get in that crease, that groove better. I don't want to apply too much pressure though, because I could snap it underneath. Next. Just to make sure that I have, again, 3 that match the other 3 that are actually on the set. Or in the diorama. Theater guy. It's on the set. Once those are done, because I got the library cart, I'm going to start actually finalizing the library. And then once that's where I like it, then I'm going to finalize the lounge. And I got my foam board so I can actually make the walls and stuff too, which will be pretty cool. It's those little moments of creation. Even something as silly as painting this does really help. We're all still having a hard time with the Jinx situation. And we're a couple days past the 1-year anniversary of my mom. So as much as they may have hurt us, still my mom. So there is pain. I think that's unavoidable and maybe even understandable. But I'm going to try and continue to do my 1 brick. Again today, half a brick. But I got to spend some time with my girl too, which was nice. I like her. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. This is just a quick check-in before I... Yeah, basically. Yeah, pretty much. Tomorrow, though, if I get up sunrise-y, 6 a.m., whatnot, get dishes out, dishes in, stuff, things. It could even be a 2-brick day, honestly. That's right. No. I am running out of bricks in the respect that there is a finite amount of bricks, and that's the reason we define it that way here. But this is in fact a brickyard. There's bricks everywhere. Bright side, no one's making new bricks. So eventually we will actually get everything done. Between the cleaning, repairing, de-hoarding, etc. And I still haven't found the paperwork or the pocket watches, so... I'm really hoping he didn't give them to Chuck the Wonder Idiot to take care of. Because if he did, they're gone. So I'm sure his family swooped in, didn't realize they weren't his, and they are the wind. And I don't even have anybody to ask. So if we don't come up with them after we're done excavating everything and potentially taking a metal detector to the backyard, because you never know with my dad, because he could have put them in a plastic trash bag, dug a hole and buried them. Don't know. Because dementia. Could have gone full Long John Silver on it. Don't know. But if we don't find them after we've gone through everything, then he threw them in the lake. Chuck's family now has them. They're in police impound because the cops didn't know what to do with it. I don't know. I'm hoping we're not trying to find a negative, because that was, I don't even care for me. It's just trying to honor their promises before their brains broke. Supposed to go to their grandkids. Then y'all went psycho. So. That's good stuff. So, right? Trying to do the right thing by everybody. How's that working out? So, but I remain optimistic that they're here somewhere. And here's one of the reasons I think so. You may think this is weird. My dad bought some of those Trump coins. These are the gold-plated Trump coins. They're like minted $100 coins. They're gold-plated. They're not solid gold. Which to me is really appropriate because he's a gold-plated kind of guy. Just one of his many grift products, But my dad insisted that these were incredibly valuable because they say $100 on it. By the way, last time I looked, I can buy them on eBay for like $10 each. That's how incredibly valuable they are. They weren't in the safe either. And at the time, my dad swore that the orange guy is like the best president ever. And that was, granted, during his brain breaking, but independent. So my thinking here is, I'm not finding the pocket watches, but I'm also not finding those coins. He thought they were incredibly valuable. I bet they're together. So, because I mentioned it to Tiny the other day, I'm like, we haven't found the Trump coins either. And Tiny was like, good. I'm like, yes and also no. I think the Trump coins are with the pocket watches. I think all that valuable stuff, because the pocket watches, again, they're not incredibly valuable. Some of them are very antique-y, but they're not like, this is a $40,000 Tiffany. There's nothing like that. A couple of them might be worth $1,000 or $2. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked. But I don't, this isn't like, this was Paul Revere's pocket watch. Nothing like that. But because in his mind they were valuable and important, I'm willing to bet the Trump coins are in the same location as those. And I don't know that he would have had somebody else take care of that for him. I think he would have kept that here where he could protect it. Because it's really, really valuable. Because the orange guy endorsed it himself. It's got his picture on it. It's here. It's here. I don't know where, but it's here. Yep. So, I'm gonna go get some sleep. Yeah. So, hug your parents, hug your kids, make it a great day.